Hi students, welcome to this English session. Today I am going to discuss a very important chapter in the second block of your second year English course book. The title of the block is Heights of Harmony. The first two chapters have already been discussed. The entire block revolves around certain values and virtues which are essential for a peaceful coexistence. The first chapter, Mending Wall by Robert Frost, highlights the twin virtues of fraternity and tolerance. These two virtues are essential for peaceful coexistence. The second chapter, Amigo Brothers, highlights two other important qualities: sportsmanship and friendship. Sportsmanship and friendship exhibited by the two Amigo brothers, Antonio Cruz and Felix Vargas. For a peaceful coexistence, these two virtues are also essential. Now we move on to the last chapter in the second block. The title of the chapter is The Hour of Truth. It is a one-act play written by a very famous American playwright, Percival Wilde. This chapter also speaks about the importance of a very important trait, very important virtue called honesty. The chapter is an intense psychological study on the corrupting influence of money on people. The plot of the play analyzes greed from different points of view. We know that almost all people are tempted by money at one point or other in their life. But this play particularly shows how people forget their moral principles and values when they are tempted by money. So we can say that the play speaks about the importance of honesty. There are 6 characters in the play. The characters in the play are Robert Baldwin, the head of the family, the head of the Baldwin family, Martha, his wife, John, his son, a 27-year-old young man, and Evie, his daughter. They all belong to the Baldwin family. 2 other characters are there: Mr. Marshall, the president of the bank, Third International, and a maid. Apart from all these 6 characters, there is another character. Even though his physical presence is not there in the play, he plays a vital role in the plot of the play. He plays a vital role in the play. His name is Gresham. The play takes place in a small trim cottage of Robert Baldwin. It is rather a hot and sultry Sunday afternoon. Sultry means hot and humid. The sun overhead and the baked clay underfoot are merciless. In the distance, there are some lowering clouds which promise relief. The overcast and dark sky, the hot and sultry day, everything indicates that tension prevails in the Baldwin family. They are anxiously awaiting the return of the head of the family, Robert Baldwin. John is smoking a cigarette as philosophically as this day were in no whit more momentous than any other day. Martha is knitting, but she hasn't made any progress in the last half hour. Evie does not take any pain to conceal her nervousness. That means she is very nervous, and for the 10th time in 10 minutes she goes to the window and looks out along the sultry road. All these clearly suggest that the Baldwin family is very anxious, is very tensed. They are anxiously awaiting the return of the head of the family, Robert Baldwin. There is a specific reason for their anxiety. Robert Baldwin, the head of the family, has been working as an employee in a bank which is owned by John Gresham. Unfortunately, the bank collapses, the bank crashes, and Robert Baldwin loses his job. The owner of the bank, John Gresham, is arrested for swindling or misappropriating the funds, the deposits of the depositors. The reason for their anxiety is that John Gresham sent for Robert Baldwin and Robert Baldwin has gone out to meet John Gresham. Why should John Gresham want Baldwin to meet him? Why should John Gresham want to see Robert Baldwin? It irritates and annoys the family members because Robert Baldwin is the only witness against John Gresham, and John Gresham is going to undergo the trial in 24 hours. Robert Baldwin is the only witness against John Gresham. This adds to the anxiety of the family members. The family members know that everyone in the locality knows that Robert Baldwin is a morally upright person. He is a honest man. But there is a lingering doubt in the minds of the children. Robert Baldwin is a close friend of John Gresham. And why didn't he stop Gresham from misappropriating the funds of the depositors? The words of Martha, Evie, I don't believe your father ever did a wrong thing in his life if he knew it was wrong. Evie, he can't have done anything wrong. Your father will do his duty, John, no matter what comes of it. All these words clearly suggest that Martha is very proud of her husband. She considers him as a noble man, a honorable man, a man who keeps his words, a man who is honest and morally upright. The family members all know that Robert Baldwin will go to the court and will tell the truth. And John Gresham will be punished. He will be sent to the prison. Now, Robert Baldwin comes. After the initial exchange of greetings, straight away John asks him to tell them everything about the bank wreck. As people and newspapers are saying a lot of nasty things about the bank wreck and also about the involvement of Mr. Baldwin in the wrecking of the bank. He is unable to contradict all those rotten things, all those nasty things, because he doesn't have a clear idea about the bank wreck and the father hasn't told anything about it to the family members. He also mentions that father let his name under a cloud. People suspect him, newspapers suspect him because he hasn't made himself clear to the newspapers and others. Robert Baldwin clarifies himself. He says he found out what Gresham was doing just a day before the smash up. He asked him to make good. He asked him to compensate the depositors. But he couldn't. And he made him close the bank. As he is the only witness against Gresham, Gresham sent for him, and anyone knows for what reason he has been sent. He wanted Mr. Baldwin to tell a lie in favor of Mr. Gresham in the court. But Robert Baldwin says he did not even ask for that. He did not even ask him to tell a lie in the court. Instead of that, he wanted him to have an attack of poor memory. When questions are asked to him, when they ask dangerous questions to him in the court, he should answer, "I don't remember." Just utter those 3 words, "I don't remember," and these 3 words would save Mr. Gresham. The family members are very angry with Gresham. They consider it as a lie and they think that they are certain that their father will not tell a lie in the court. The family is so sure and so happy that Robert Baldwin did not succumb to the pressure exerted by an old friend. He refused to tell a lie, and John Gresham was not surprised. He has known Robert Baldwin for 35 years. Anyone who has known Robert Baldwin for 35 years does not expect him to haggle with his conscience, does not expect him to bargain with his conscience. Robert Baldwin says, if it had been anyone else, he would have struck him across his face when he offered him money to tell that lie in the court. John Gresham was so desperate and he did not know what he was doing, and that was the reason why he offered him money to tell those 3 words in the court, "I don't remember." When the family members know that John Gresham offers him a bribe to tell a lie, they are very angry. But soon this anger changes to surprise when they realize that the money offered to him was so huge. John Gresham offered him $100,000. The family members are now thunderstruck. In the next session, we will discuss how money tempts all the family members, how their minds work in mysterious ways at the prospect of earning a huge amount of wealth, how they try to persuade Robert Baldwin to accept that huge amount of wealth, as Robert Baldwin has been earning a meager income of $60 a week and his son John earns only $30 a week. But with that meager income, they are able to lead a contented and happy life. But now Robert Baldwin loses his job and they have to depend upon the $30 earned by John Gresham Baldwin. Now they are in a precarious situation. A huge amount of wealth is offered to them and the family members are tempted by that huge amount of wealth. So in the next session we will discuss how these family members persuade Robert Baldwin to accept that huge amount of wealth, how their minds work in mysterious ways at the prospect of earning that huge amount of wealth. That's all for the day. Thank you.